Watch this.
Wake up to reality.
All right, well, let's get started. So this is my first podcast. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah. So basically the podcast for the listeners that we have out there, which is nobody right now, maybe my wife and a couple of her friends and whoever you guys share it with. Yeah, right now it's John and it's Bobby Luch. And even though this is my podcast, they're my guests. So this is my rules, of course. Trying to figure out what the content is supposed to be, right? I'm thinking more of like, I want to get in other people's heads, other people's realities, see what they're up to, talk about people's jobs and all those kind of things, right? But being that we have two of my besties here, I wanted to talk to you guys about a lot of different things. So let's talk about today, shall we? John, is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So John, what happened today? What day was it today for you?
Today was my grandmother's funeral.
We're sorry for your loss. And as you can see, Rob is so sorry that he's literally cutting into fire right now.
Yeah.
If you're just listening. What is
Rob
that?
looking awfully cold.
Chicken?
Oh, God. So let me just talk about real quick how rude Rob has been today and how rude Rob was at your grandmother's funeral. And I promised Rob I wasn't going to be mean to him, but I literally just can't help myself. So the best way I can do this, being able to sleep tonight, is just to not swear. Okay, that's how I know I'm being good. I'm not going to swear, but I am going to talk about how rude Rob has been. Okay,
You were rude.
so first things first, let's talk about the podcast right now. I reached out to Rob as soon as I reached out to you, John. Okay. You had your grandmother's funeral today. You've been going and going all day today, but within seconds you respond and you say, "Absolutely, let's do it." Right?
Yeah. Rob's
like, "Yeah, we're going to do it. Everything's good." Then as soon as I text you, like 7:45, whatever, it's 8:00 at night for those of you listening when we're doing this. At 7:45, I reach out to John, said we still good for 8. He says, "Yep, no problem." 7:48, Rob texts me, "Anyway, we can do it at 8:30 because I'm having a late night dinner." Okay. And then he goes, "Well, you're going to have to watch me eat." Okay. It's just, it's rude and disrespectful because I have to reach out to him for him to ask me if we can start later when we're having the podcast in literally minutes. So that's rude. And to top it all off, he's eating right now. He also says,
"You're such a complainer."
I'm not
for such a tough guy. You complain a lot.
I never called myself a tough guy, and John never called me a tough guy. You're the only one calling me a tough guy, and now you're calling people names. And that's another reason why you're disrespectful. But let me also explain. You know what? Rob's life is so busy, John. I know your grandmother passed away and you had to bury her and carry the casket and all that stuff. I get that. But guess what Rob had to do today? Rob had to watch Jeopardy. Okay. That's why he couldn't hop on a little earlier. And now he has to eat his dinner. All right. So Rob has a lot going on. He doesn't want to hear it from you.
I love jail.
So now that I get that off my chest, Rob, do you have anything to say for yourself or no?
I don't know, man. You win.
Okay, thank you. So now, John, you had a rough day today, right? I had a little bit of closure, so that's good. Again, sorry for your loss. What was the deal with the Amazing Grace thing today?
I can't even discuss that guy. He was a paid actor. You know that.
He might as well have been. I don't know where you found him.
So the guy is on call for the Douglas Funeral Home, which is where the funeral was.
So did you guys call him 10 minutes before or something?
So they must have, because it's dude.
Can you do something with your microphone? Because I can barely hear you.
You hear me now?
Yes, much better. Go ahead.
Okay. So the whole thing was like so fake. It was when he started out with the whole, the whole speech. It was, I think I knew, just seeing all these pictures, I feel like I've known Iris for so long. And immediately you just lose the room because you're so full of shit, dude. You don't know anything. Just say a prayer or two, read the shit that we gave you, and then be happy with it. That's it. And then the fact that we got there and he's trying to sing Amazing Grace. I can't even get over it, dude. I can't. It was disgusting. It was a disgusting display. It's
So
unfortunate.
when we're doing Amazing Grace, okay,
Yes.
I don't know about anybody listening, and I don't know. Actually, I think I do know about the two people I'm talking to. Do you guys know the entirety of the lyrics of Amazing Grace besides Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound or something? How sweet the sound. Do you know anything past that?
That saved a wretch like me.
So I'm standing there next to Rob and next to somebody else. I won't say her name, but they both made it very clear that they don't know Amazing Grace. Our friend Rob here. Okay.
I did not
going.
sing it.
He starts going. I swear this happened. He starts going, all right, guys, we're going to sing Amazing Grace. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh no, like I'm probably not even going to say anything. So I'm breathing really light because I want to hear what people are doing. And I hear our friend Rob go, Amazing Grace.
I did not.
It was so bad that people were looking and going.
No one was looking.
And then
at me.
everybody at the same time just starts going. The only guy that knew the lyrics barely was the guy hosting this whole thing there. What was he? Was he a priest or something?
He was nothing. He was like, he wasn't a priest at all. Like I said, he was just like, he said when he started the thing, I'm on call for the funeral home. So when they can't find anybody, they call him. It just, yeah.
Only the best for grandma, huh? That's
Only the best for Grammy Harris.
Can we also talk about something that me and Rob did miss? And although it's funny now only because, number one, it's not my grandmother. So it's not funny, right? But in typical, I don't need to say your last name, but in typical John's family fashion.
Yes.
Your brother, who also works for the cemetery department.
My brother is the supervisor. He just was promoted literally the beginning of last week.
So you would think he probably knows what he's doing when it comes to the cemetery stuff and funerals and all that, right?
Let's just put it this way. He was very unhappy with the performance by the cemetery staff today.
So why don't you tell everybody what happened since you were there and we weren't?
So we take the casket out. Now it's a little bit of a downslope. So we're taking it out and we're putting it onto the thing that like it lowers it into the ground, the casket itself. So we get it all set up. We roll it down. What we thought that we had the brakes on or something. They thought they had the brakes on or something like that. So everybody just steps away like they're supposed to. They start putting the flowers on top of the casket. Next thing you know, the casket just starts rolling down. A brake must have like slipped or something, and it just starts rolling down.
Did people make any noises? Were people like, oh,
the gasping? You could hear the gasps through the wind that was there. It was
wow.
like a collective gasp. And luckily there was some guy there holding it like this, like literally. And we got lucky with that.
So he was standing in front of
the casket, yeah,
where it was going to drop, and so he had his hands out.
He caught it, and then we all rushed over. Somebody laughed, and I thought it was you at first. To be honest with you. And then they're like, "Of course this happened." They literally go, "Of course this would happen." And I'm like, "That was Spencer, 100%." So, but no, it was interesting. That the Mark, I even asked him, I'm like, "This has to happen a lot." He goes, "It's never happened before."
So wow. I do have a question. A couple people affiliated with you and Mark there were so impressed by the funeral services. They said, "Oh, they must know Mark because they really took care of this whole thing, right? Because Mark's the big dog." With all due respect, and I think Rob will agree, I did not notice anything outstanding. It wasn't bad. I just didn't know like what taking care of them means. What was different? What stood out that we
taking care of them means rolling the casket down the hill once it's where the final resting place is. Then they did a great job. But I don't think so. I don't know what the hell that was. It was just a regular run of the mill, and that's all that I'm sure she always ever wanted. I don't think it was supposed to be a big thing, And I don't know what they took care of. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know either. Yeah. I have no idea.
They mow the lawn or something before?
Yeah, they must have dug the hole perfect. Seriously, and I have no idea.
That was good. I mean, that was legit 6 feet. They did great.
Yeah. It's fun.
Great job, guys.
my cousin Carl, you married a Karen there.
Yeah.
He took a picture of the floral arrangement that
Why?
fell.
Okay. Wait. Okay. So great. I'm happy you brought this up. I wasn't going to bring this up. I mean, I probably was, but I do. So when I was approaching the casket, of course, I looked down because I want to see what's going on underneath the casket, right? So nothing spectacular, just a big hole or like some casing where they put the casket when they lower it, right?
Yeah.
And
rude.
I see. It's not rude. It's the truth.
I'm just kidding.
It's reality. It's Reality Tonic. And by the way, that's the name of my new podcast. By the way, Reality
Sponsors.
Tonic. To see what I did there. So while I go and I look at the hole, there is a very expensive looking thing of flowers that says "sister," right? So there, I don't think anybody's going down there to grab those flowers, right?
No one went down to grab them. I don't think so.
So then they lower the casket, and that's
those
going
flowers
to
will
rest
be
on
there
the
forever.
flower. And those flowers are probably what, $400. Those things were gorgeous.
Yeah.
I felt really bad.
So the other thing that was kind of like fucked up. Can we say fucked up? Are we gonna swear on this or no?
As long as I don't swear. I mean, I'm going to swear as long as I don't know, but just you're fine.
Okay. So the other thing that was kind of fucked up was prior to us even leaving the funeral home, my grandfather wanted the rings, the engagement ring and the wedding rings and things like that. Well, she hadn't taken those off in over 50 years. So, and that's a fact. They were legitimately stuck like on. They tried to Vaseline it. So that my poor grandmother, she's laying there, obviously, right? And they're trying to get the stuff off, and the funeral home can't do it. So the director comes over to Mark and says, I don't know what we're going to do. We can't get it done.
This is in front of the whole family. They're doing this.
No, luckily it was just in front of the pallbearers. So me and my two brothers, and then the three cousins there.
Go ahead.
So Mark goes over. He's like, "Do you have any like string?" Like, because he's had to do this before. So it's funny. He goes over. He takes a piece of string and somehow jimmies it underneath the ring, and was able to get it off. So Mark had to go to my dead grandmother, take the rings off. And this whole funeral home, man, was just a disaster. I don't know. What a disaster that is.
You were not impressed.
I was not impressed at all. I was not.
So he got the rings, so that's good. Why did he decide then and there he wanted the rings? Was it leading up to the?
Well, no, he wanted it a while ago, I guess, or like when she passed away. So, but she was obviously they couldn't get to her until now. So, yeah. Just nonsense.
Well, your grandfather looks great. It was a pleasure talking to him.
85 years old.
He looks great. I forget who I was telling it to. I think maybe somebody at work. But your grandfather's a big guy, right?
Yeah.
And it's my grandmother has a lot of height on her side and stuff. And watching, I think when they're so big, you know what I mean? Like big and I don't know, their presence has always been lively, right? And then just watching them kind of just deteriorate isn't the right word. That sounds awful, but just like, they don't look, it's more dramatic looking. If their face sinks in, then their ears get bigger and stuff. It just looks, it's awful. And it sucks getting old.
It does. I feel bad, but he's been a really good sport through it all. So, I mean, what was it? 63 years they were married?
Yeah. That's when I lost it. That's when I got upset. That's when I cried. Cause
you did get upset.
Yeah, I'm just watching him, and then when they're talking about your grandmother, I mean, that's a long ass time. That's long.
High school sweethearts, you don't see that anymore.
Yeah,
So, good for him. Good for them.
Well, God bless. I'm really sorry to hear that, but I heard. So, are you being feisty? Are you being nasty with your wife at home, or are you okay?
No, not at all. We were just trying to figure out the technical difficulties. So I was going to do this on the couch, watching Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Wow.
Yeah. Talk about a throwback.
Yeah. Okay. All right. One last thing on the funeral subject. There was an old man. As a matter of fact, the funeral may as well have been for him. He was so old. And he was walking with his wife. And it was in the middle of the priest talking, or whatever that guy is, the volunteer deputy sheriff.
The actor.
The on-call
the ordained minister,
representative.
we'll call him.
Yes. He goes, I can't. Rob, did you hear what he said?
He goes, this is hell.
Yeah, he goes, this is hell. And he starts walking. And his
who says that at a funeral?
And his wife, right, who's just like, she's just as old, and I'm sure she's used to getting yelled at by this guy forever. he's like dragging her along, right? So next thing you know, and now it's quiet. I don't know if we were in the middle of a prayer. I don't know if you heard this, but Rob, did you hear him yell?
Yeah, but I don't know what he said.
He goes, "Let's go!" Just screamed it.
What did he say?
He goes, "Let's go!" Like he's yelling at his
Let's
wife.
go! Oh my god!
Unbelievable.
It was pretty crazy. So you have no idea who that guy is.
I have no idea. No.
And there was one other person that they were going to have come up and speak, but he just wasn't there.
Yeah. So yeah, was it
Martine?
Martine?
Yeah, is that it? Martin.
Yeah, it was.
Is it,
was
Martin?
definitely-
Martin? Whatever. He's an ex-inmate.
For
I
where?
found out. He was in Middlesex for a very long time. I guess not for a couple of years.
Middlesex. He's in a county jail for a really long time.
Yeah, in and out. Finally got his life together. And
How old is
Repeat
Martine?
offender.
I don't know, but he's doing pretty well for himself.
Well,
So,
why was he going to be a special speaker or something?
Yes, I don't know. He was around for like, I guess the past year and a half or something like that. He would always stop in and say hi and all this other stuff.
And ex-inmates just floating around your grandmother's house, just
That's,
stopping in and saying hi.
at first I'm like a little bit like, what is this guy? But I mean, I guess I don't know. They trust him, and the whole family seems to, which will.
That's
come
good.
back
Maybe you should
on.
check your bank accounts before you move forward with all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah,
just befriended some 80-something-year-old people.
I guess I don't know. I don't know what the hell how they met or anything. And at first I don't know. It makes my grandfather happy, so we'll until it doesn't, we'll be okay.
Yeah, very good. So your wife was very impressed that me and Rob showed up, huh?
Yeah, I figured. I figured that you would. I mean, why not?
Yeah, we care.
I had
about
no
you.
idea that it was like that you thought it was like very poorly done. You fooled me. You played it cool.
I don't think it was poorly done. I just think there were certain aspects of it that were, I guess not great. I don't know. Like that guy, that guy stuck out to me. I didn't like that guy at all.
The whatever guy talking.
Yeah.
The
host,
talking man.
Right.
Yeah.
The host.
The MC.
receptionist. I don't know. He was terrible.
Alrighty, folks, that wraps up today's demo podcast. It was a short one for you, a little sneak peek of what is more to come. If you want to continue listening, if you enjoyed that, please log on to my website at www.realitytonic.com. Gonna try to put up content there as frequently as possible. Also in the process of getting us on iTunes and Spotify. And when I say I'm in the process, I mean Bobby Luch, Robert, he's going to be handling all that stuff. He didn't know that up until now, but congratulations and good luck on your tasks, that's for sure. Shout out to our newest affiliate, which is the guys at grillyourassoff.com. If you go to www.grillyourassoff.com, they have an abundance of stuff that can make you become the grill master of your neighborhood. That is for sure. They have seasonings, sauces, cooking gear, all that kind of stuff to make you an ultimate grill master. So go ahead and go on www.grillyourassoff.com. And if you decide to make a purchase at checkout, please remember to use promo code RealityTonic. And when I say please, that benefits you folks. That gets you 10% off your order. And the other great thing about this is if you continue to use that promo code for future checkouts, you will continue to get that 10% off. From the sounds of it, there is no expiration. So anytime you want to make a purchase there, grillyourassoff.com, Reality Tonic at checkout. Again, thank you all very much for listening, and I wish you all well.
Wake up to reality, to reality.